Tahlia here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about my top 5 tips for natural respiratory support. So what are the things that you can do from the comfort of your home to support your family when respiratory issues arise? So let's dive in deep. Number 1, the first tip I have for you today is to think about the foods you're eating. High inflammatory foods can have a major impact on your respiratory system and are linked to congestion and issues with breathing. Inflammatory foods include dairy, gluten, wheat, even processed sugars can have an impact. So that's the first tip. Have a look at what you're eating, remove any inflammatory foods, and that should support your respiratory system. All right, tip 2. Tip 2 is all about eliminating additives. Additives are synthetic chemicals that are put in our food. Colors, preservatives, flavors, artificial sweeteners. These have been highly linked to respiratory issues. So it's a great idea to start reading your labels. When you choose something off the shelf at the supermarket, flip the packaging over and start to read the labels. Look for numbers, ingredients you don't recognize. These are often a really good indication that something synthetic is at play. When we first started on our journey, we used a guide, a simple guide that I would take to the shops with me. And what we would do is we would turn the packet over and I would compare the ingredients on this guide to what was on the packet. And this was a great way for me to start to learn what was good and what was not. So I have put this together in a free download for you guys. Just check out in the comments and you can grab that one for yourself. Print it off. It's just a 1-pager. Print it off and you can take it to the supermarket next time you do your shopping and start eliminating those nasty chemicals in your food as well. Tip number 3. Tip number 3 is about supporting your body naturally when it needs support. So when respiratory issues arise, we may have trouble breathing, we may need some support in that area. And what is natural that you can be using to support your family when these things happen? Us personally, I love to turn to my Natural Mama Toolkit, which I have spoken about many times before, which I'll link to in the comments below. You can go and check that one out. But it is a series of amazing natural products and natural solutions. And one part of that is the amazing essential oils of peppermint, eucalyptus. There's an amazing blend called Easy Air, which is all tailored and blended to support the respiratory system, open the airways, help us breathe easier. So when our family needs support, we turn to these essential oils as a great natural support for the respiratory system. A drop of peppermint oil in warm water is an amazing way to breathe in that natural menthol and open up those airways. It's a beautiful steam bath that anyone can enjoy just by simply putting 1 drop of peppermint into that warm water. So, tip number 4. Tip number 4 is all about avoiding chemical-based solutions and using a natural vapor rub instead of something that's petroleum based. So there's a lot of products we have that we put on our body and they contain chemicals that are very detrimental to our respiratory system. So make sure you're using natural products on your body. The other aspect of that is when it comes to respiratory support, we often look for a vapor rub to support us. You might remember your mum popping it on your feet when you were younger, or you might even apply a vapor rub to the chest and the feet of one of your kids. Vapor rubs, unless they are natural, contain toxic ingredients such as petroleum-based parfum, synthetic fragrances, may even contain colors, parabens, and the list goes on. So easy to make your own vapor rub. Check out again in the comments below. I'll share with you my favorite way to make natural vapor rub. So that was tip number 4. Make sure you remove chemical-based products and choose a natural vapor rub to support the respiratory system of yourself or your kids when you need it. Tip number 5. Often when we are feeling under the weather and we need some support to breathe easier, we often go to the shops to try and find a lozenge or a respiratory drop to support us. Now, before I talked about additives, it is so common to find additives in respiratory drops. So you need to start reading the labels. Again, you can print that additive guide off that I told you about, that I'm sharing with you in the comments. Print it off and use it when you choose your respiratory drops as well. But things to be mindful of is pure ingredients. You don't want aspartame, which is an artificial sweetener commonly used in respiratory drops. You don't want artificial flavors or colors. Often they'll use a color to make it look appealing, flavors to make it taste better. But you want natural ingredients. Things like essential oils, peppermint, eucalyptus, those natural ingredients that help for you to breathe easier and support the respiratory system. It gives you the benefits. When we use a respiratory drop that is made from artificial synthetic ingredients, that is only adding to the problem. It's not actually supporting or benefiting our body in any way. So make sure when you do choose a respiratory drop or a lozenge to support the respiratory system, make sure you're choosing something that doesn't have additives and synthetic chemicals within it. What I love to use, I will drop in the comments. And if you want more tips, that's my top 5, but there's many other things you can be doing to support your respiratory system naturally. I've just shared 5 with you today. But if you want more, please grab our free download. Again, I'll drop that in the comments. And that has a whole realm, a beautiful checklist for you that I've put together with all the different things you can be doing to support the respiratory system naturally, and potentially looking at different aspects of your life that may be causing respiratory issues. It's a wonderful thing to be supporting yourself naturally when you need it from a respiratory point of view, but it's also very important that you actually try and pinpoint why those respiratory issues are happening in the first place. So hopefully you've enjoyed, and just to recap on the 5 tips, number 1 is to avoid inflammatory foods, gluten, wheat, dairy, processed sugars. Number 2 is to start eliminating the additives. Check out my additive free guide to help you on that journey. Number 3 is to use plant extracts such as essential oils, a natural toolkit of beautiful plant-based solutions that support the body, not chemical-based solutions that harm the body. Number 4 is avoid chemical-based products on your body. Use natural products, and when it comes to the respiratory system, make sure you're using a natural vapor rub as well. And tip number 5 is when you choose a respiratory lozenge or drop, make sure it doesn't have any artificial ingredients in it. Make sure it's made from organic cane sugar with some natural supportive plant-based extracts such as essential oils that are going to support the body, not harm the body. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. Thank you so much for being here. Feel free, we'd love you to subscribe below, and I will be back to chat with you all again soon. Cheers guys. Bye for now.